So what I have set up here is a very jerry-rigged setup. What I am doing, what I need to do, I have the outside of these rings basically where I want them and need a little bit of cleaning up. The inside, I want to be a nice circle. There's no reason to have it flat, and I think it'll look nicer. The best way I could think to do it with the tools that I have is this setup. Basically what I have underneath is 2 scrap pieces of plywood, just clamp them together so it was wide enough to completely cover the bottom. So that way when I go through, I have something supported on most of the sides. There's a little gap here and there, should be okay. And then I have this. I was trying to think of different ways of clamping it. I was thinking of just having 2 clamps in some locations, and I would route everywhere else to finish and then change the clamping and then do those 2 areas later. I decided to actually have these cutoffs from making the segments. The angle happens to be pretty close to the outside angle that I sanded here. So I just kind of cut these down shorter so they're below the surface of the ring. I have a screw going in at an angle to help pull these against and down the outside. Seems to be doing a pretty good job of clamping it. I have 3 locations holding it down against the board. Then I just have a quick and dirty circle jig mounted to the router. And I'm just taking light passes. Every pass I'm going to drop the bit a little bit more. That way I'm not taking a full depth cut. I can hopefully should be able to just unmount one of these and put the new ring in there, and it should register in the same location. I'll do a double check and do the same thing. For these wood rings, even though I spent time making sure these splines looked halfway decent, my plan was always to dye the wood black. So I actually have this Minwax wood finish, and it is the true black. I did some tests on wood before, and it comes out super black. And the reason I'm doing that is I really like the grain of the slats. Over the black, the slats will really stand out and look their best. My thought here is to assemble. I'm going to start with assembling maybe a third of it on one side, and when I put the slats on, I want to make sure that these two rings are parallel with one another. That way when I glue the other side, I don't have to do any bending or stretching or and not ruin the part that I've already glued. So I had these pieces I actually had from something else, of just two pieces of plywood screwed together at a 90-degree angle, and I'm putting these little pieces of towel here just to protect what I have here. Way. It also just holds the rings in place, so when I'm gluing, I'm working with gravity and they're not flopping all over the place. I just have something to hold on to. I'm going to... It seems as though my angles are off. Huh. Huh. That's a slight problem. Also, I'm going to use a square to make sure that the ring and the slats are perpendicular so there's no twisting going on. These angles are not good. What the heck did I do? Turn this